All right, welcome back. We did the Ravens game earlier. Now let's throw on the LSU Houston. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Let me get the phone number up. If you want to call in. All right, let me get that. All right. So here we are. LSU receiving the punt. All right. So we're just in here checking it out. Let me do something real quick. Sorry, it's a little clunky on the startup. Let me get this going. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Put the nope, can't do that. Gotta go to the other side of it. Appreciate everybody. Go ahead and do us the biggest favor and smash that like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton. Also, phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Trying to get the comment here pinned. Okay. Got that pinned. Now that we got that done, go back to the normal side. So there is that. Also appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Let me get some aggregation going. All right, let me get that there. Live on the old Twittersphere as well. Hit that there. LSU moving the ball pretty decent right now. So there's that. Oh, man, Saturday night. I can't believe how late they kicked this game off. I can't believe they kicked it off at 9:15 Eastern. I mean, that's a hell of a time to kick off a game, but do that. And then also, if you could do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Okay. So they had Lane Kiffin on the broadcast as well. Yeah, we'll just go big box. Double box the TVs. Okay. There we go. Clear up the picture now. So Michael Van Buren leading LSU. Okay. Also, if you're watching on Twitter, you can come on over to the YouTube side of things. It helps us a ton. So there's that. Also, the phone lines are open. Ooh, illegal substitution on the defense. Oh, I better delete that because we canceled that one. So yeah, here we go. Also, phone line is open. LSU picks up the penalty. Michael Van Buren. Hold on. Okay, that happened. Guess we'll keep that off of. Got to keep that one off the air. Oh boy, some friends out there having a good time. Also, phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Houston marches down there and scores to the tight end. LSU. What do we got? Also, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. A lot of folks on Twitter. Apologize for that. I had to take a phone call. Just looking here. All right, let's see. All right. So there's that number to call. 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Had to mute the mic. We're just hanging out watching some LSU Houston. Update the Twitter sphere. Appreciate everybody, all 72 of you across all media platforms. So there is that. Let me get some other stuff done here. Okay, there's that. All right. Okay, so media timeout, atypical. All right, so there's that. What do we got in the multi-view? Is there anything worth a rat's ass on? Nope, this is the only ticket in town. Apologize to everybody for that. Had to take a phone call. So there is that. Connor Wegman, 21 of 29, 228 yards and 4 touchdown passes tonight for Wegman. Houston set to kick it off again. Michael Van Buren and the LSU fair catches it, and then he steps out of bounds. Ooh-wee, at the 21. Not good. Also, number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. That is the phone line is open. So we got that. Got the fourth quarter narrowly coming up. So have to see the Kiners Texas Bowl. There's that. I believe this is played at NRG, home of The Texans. As I suspected, I figured Houston would have an issue with trying to stop LSU on offense. Oh my God. Hold on, folks. I get it. I'm fielding phone calls, putting out fires. That's what we do here. Also, phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. LSU, I believe there was a injury timeout. I am befuddled right now. I've got all kinds of things going on. Nevertheless, but we're still here. What are we looking? All right, let's send that there. All right, so it's turning into a late one. All right, so LSU's marching. Oh wow, that's fascinating. The Pop Tarts Bowl, the trophy is an actual functioning toaster. Interesting stuff. But phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069. So there is that. Also, appreciate everybody out there tuning in. Also, phone number is pinned in the comments. Although, not really shocked that Kiffin got some FaceTime today. I think that was. Ooh, we getting fascinating out there. All right. Here we go. Oh, wow. Getting interesting. Also, some Diego Pavia news on his eligibility lawsuit. They are citing because they let the NBA players come back to. They let the NBA players come back to college, so it's getting interesting. Houston turns over LSU. So Houston back with the football. Connor Wagman. Believe that was one of the Weeks brothers on the tackle. So there is that. Phone line is open. College football playoffs and all of that coming up. Believe what is it? Wednesday, Thursday. Ohio State kicks off the coverage, and then 3 games on Saturday. So 3rd and 7. This is kind of a big one coming up for Houston. Oh, man, he got stuck on that one. So 4th down coming up for the Cougs. Ooh, yeah, that was big hit. LSU's flying around out there. Joe Long, what's up, my guy? Long day? Oh yeah. Did the Ravens, what was that? Ravens Packers was going to do the post-game show. I decided to ditch that and do LSU Houston pretty much in the second half. So that's kind of where we're at. LSU gets it back. Michael Van Buren and the LSU offense poised to take the field. It looks like this bowl game has pretty decent attendance. I figured a ton of people from Houston would be there since it's in Houston. Oh, here we go. Looks like we're getting PI on Houston. Yeah, it's going to be PI on Houston. A lot of hand fighting going on. Yeah, he hooked him. Hold on. All right, sorry, I'm back. Back, folks. LSU. Oh no, out the gate 88-14 is a player for the Tigers. I don't know where they found that guy, but dude, this guy, that's a massive human being. Green. T Green. So there is that. Also appreciate everybody tuning in. What do we have? Sorry about that. I'm fielding phone calls and putting out fires. Van Buren, I think he's going to be short of the first down. Missed call, or not missed call. Oh, shit. I do have a missed call.
Hi, this is Ross. I'm not available.
Oh. There we go. What's up, Joe?
This is Ross. I'm not available.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can. I'm watching the game that you're watching here. That 14 is a pretty big boy.
Oh, yeah. Huge, dude. Don't know where they found him at. That's what I was going to get ready to look at.
Look up.
Yeah. I got I guess he was a tight end. And they've kind of made him like
He must be.
They've made him like a hybrid receiver. What is his 247 have in store? 6'7".
So now is Kiffin on this? Is Kiffin on the sideline?
Yeah, Kiffin's on the sideline. He was up in the booth with Cole Kubelik and a couple in the broadcast team, and of course they had to ask him about Ole Miss, and then I think it got kind of weird, but that's just me.
What else is new with that guy?
So, yeah, and I got some amigos out and about in town just blowing up my phone, so that's
Oh yeah. Well, I can get going.
No.
Thought I'd check in.
No, they're calling my personal phone. They're trying to get me out of the house.
Yeah, I don't blame them. How many hours today watching football?
Probably coming up on 12.
You know what's funny is I was like that this whole year, and then when they snubbed Notre Dame, I haven't watched one game except for this one I'm watching with you. I just turned it on, but I'm saying F you to ESPN for all their games.
Well,
but you know what I might do? There's a couple of, like, I want to see what Indiana can do, and so I might watch that on Skycast. If I watch any of them, it's going to be Skycast, so I don't have to listen to the announcers because I can't stand ESPN announcers.
Well,
McElroy is about the only one that I like.
Here's a fascinating thing that I don't think many people are going to talk about. So, when it comes to the whole playoff thing, has anybody really took into account that ESPN has been selling the catalogs of games off?
Have they been doing what?
They've been subleasing the games, the playoff games. That's why a couple of them were on TNT.
And
so they subleased those out. Did ESPN think that subleasing the games out to
they subleased them, but they still had the ESPN announcers on TNT.
Right. So I'm sure ESPN took care of all the production and everything like that. TNT probably really didn't have to do too much other than pay for it. And ESPN says, we'll run the show. It's just going to be on your network.
Right.
I think it's fascinating that they sublease that stuff out but they don't sublease the bowl games. You would think that they would.
His name is. Go ahead.
You would think that they would sublease the bowl games out and put them on like True TV and all of that, but they put the marquee playoff games on there, but it's whatever. But
yeah, they gave them the first round. You know, I don't know what their thinking was, but you know, they gave them a chance to show Oregon, right, and another group of 5 game,
right.
Tulane and whoever.
But I found,
Tulane and James Madison, I guess, that they gave out.
Yeah, and then I found the Green Kid's offer sheet. He had offers from Houston, LSU in 2021 offered him right away. A&M, Purdue, Alabama, Miami, Arkansas, Michigan State, Florida State, Colorado, and Florida, but he ended up going to LSU.
And where's he from?
He was a 2-sport athlete. Yeah, he was a Louisiana kid. He was a
Louisiana kid, yeah.
He was a 4-star coming out, a 4-star tight end that they've converted to receiver. They say he's 240 pounds, but I highly doubt that he is 240 pounds.
Yeah, he's a pretty big kid. His frame can support 240 easily, I think. But he doesn't look fast, so I'm surprised he doesn't stay at tight end.
Well,
unless he doesn't know how to block.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's going to be on NFL draft boards. Just
this year?
Oh, yeah, and he's only a sophomore. He'll probably be on NFL draft boards just for the simple fact of size, ball skills.
Right.
So, I mean, it's kind of
Boy, those Chargers are plummeting. Those Chargers lost.
Yeah, I did see that. I think that was kind of a perfect storm, to be honest.
Isn't that Harbaugh?
Yeah, it's Harbaugh.
Yeah.
But
Jimmy boy.
Well, I think John needed that big win tonight. He needed it.
You mean Jim needed it?
Or no,
Whoa.
John needed it, the Ravens coach.
Oh, is that who they played? Brother against brother? I didn't even notice it.
No, it was
no, they played the Texans.
Yeah, Jim played the Texans and John went against the Packers at Green Bay. Derrick Henry. I don't know how much
thrashed them.
I don't know how much NFL you follow, Joe, but I'm just telling you.
I'm just looking at the ticker at the bottom, and they're showing
the stats.
Well, they just showing the scores. I didn't pay attention to the stats.
Derrick Henry broke the NFL record for most 200-yard games with 7.
Wow, the record is only 7 in the pros?
Yeah, 200-plus yard games. It was held by Adrian Peterson.
Oh, horse collar.
Oh, yeah. Seen this. They triple flag that one.
And BYU beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you stay up for that? Did you do that one?
No.
Were you on the air for that one?
No, I just was kind of watching it casually in the background. But yeah, that's a horse collar.
Bladen.
Yeah, that's the TO rule. When TO broke his leg with the Eagles, it was from a horse collar.
I'm just watching. My thighs are ripping apart. Thigh muscles. Watching that horse collar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's although I will say I like this running back from Houston.
Oh, Wegman. Look at Wegman from A&M.
A lot of people gave up on him, but I think
After that game with Notre Dame.
I think Wegmans he was hurt, and then I think the last year he started at A&M, I don't think he was 100% healthy, and I think that he just hit the road just to get out of there, and then he goes to a different conference and looks better. I don't know what his draft stock's going to be, but I think Wegman is out.
Well, this game he'd have to prove it for this game if he's going out this year. Is he a senior?
I want to say yes. I don't think he has any.
I'd say if he's got another year left, I'd say stay in college, get paid, get experience, because that's too big of a step for him at this stage. That game you said he got hurt, and then he came back with his first game at Notre Dame,
Right?
And he didn't do anything great against them, so he lost his job a few games later into the season to Reed, right?
Yeah, and
so
this was my thing when it came to Marcel Reed. I think that Elko made the right decision, but I think I got to see more for Reed to get better. And then also Wagman he's a junior this year, so he's coming back next year. I think Houston is going to push for a playoff position
for next year.
Yeah.
With him as a senior, maybe. I mean, I don't know enough about their team to be able to say they're a top 12 kind of a team, but maybe if they go to 16, they might be.
Well, I don't think we're going to see a change in the playoff format immediate for next year. I think a lot of the SEC and Big Ten spring meetings are going to dictate that, to be honest. What they come up with in the spring meetings is going to, I think, paint a big picture of.
Yeah, I'm not real thrilled about the Notre Dame athletic director. I think he should have been like Swarbrick got very involved when the playoffs started coming into new formats. Like he was right there with his input,
Well,
and now, this guy who used to be, I guess, their punter, kicker, NBC guy. I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
Well, see, the biggest thing that helps Bavacqua is that's a hell of a way to draw up a screen right there.
Yeah, that looks good. Who's the coach there?
Willie Fritz. He's actually been around a ton of places. Willie Fritz started out in junior college. He went to D3, D2, and then he finally got a D1, and then he got that big break at Tulane, and he beat USC in a bowl game down at Tulane, where they have really, really tough academic requirements to get kids in, and then he lands the Houston job. I think the University of Houston, I know a lot of people talk a lot of smack about them because 15 years ago they were in Conference USA, but they have money at Houston. I mean, look at the basketball program. Calvin Sampson has turned that thing around, and then also, Houston had it rolling. That's
there. Good name for a defensive back, Pickett.
But Houston.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good.
I'm hearing you, Duke. I'm hearing you.
But Houston has a ton of good players in that city, that whole area. If you just draw the map, I would call it the state of Houston. As long as they can keep A&M and University of Texas out of their backfield, I think or not out of the backfield, but out of their state of Houston,
backyard.
Out of the backyard, I think that the state of Houston has legitimate because when you look at the NFL, they'll be like, "Oh, where's this guy from? Sugarland." Well, that's Houston. They have a ton of athletes down there, and a lot of times, and I think Willie Fritz will be good about turning over rocks, finding gyms that nobody else does, and I think that's one of the keys to success at both these programs that we're seeing tonight, Houston and LSU.
Yeah, I think the three of them are well aware of each other's backyard,
Oh, yeah, because LSU will take Houston kids all the time because it's not that far away and it's close to the water. And I just feel like Houston, Texas A&M, Texas, that whole corridor right there, that is the Louisiana Texas border.
Yeah.
That
the Gulf, is that where the Gulf is?
Yeah, so basically that Louisiana Texas border in the New Orleans area, I mean, I think a ton of players come from there. And then also at Houston, you dive into the Dallas-Fort Worth area code of it, and you have a ton of players up there as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like California.
Yeah.
Just because of the numbers, it's just.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people there, and that means they're going to get a lot of athletes.
Well, and then also, from hearing people talk about California, it's basically 3 different states or 4. You got where you're at up there in Northern California, you got the mountains, the snow, you have the Bay Area, and then, you go to, what would it be, San Jose to,
the Central Valley is where they got some really good high school football going there, too. That's where you hear.
Like San Jose, Santa Cruz.
Right.
And then, you go kind of like that mid part, and then you have, I would say San Jose to Santa Cruz, that whole section, there's a ton of players there. And then you have the whole state of Los Angeles.
I think there's more. The Central Valley, they have some very good football that actually isn't too far away from those Catholic schools that LA likes to claim is right in their backyard, but they actually have a very good teams like San Luis Obispo area and Central Valley there. It's kind of close to Santa Barbara, and they have teams like Sarah and I forget the latest new good one, but there's another really good one in there, Central Valley there, that can compete and does compete with any of those near the LA area schools, those Trinity schools,
like that.
And so I don't know. Yeah,
like you kind of have like what is that? Like Bakersfield to Fresno is kind of
right,
like its own little area, and then you would have LA and a lot of.
Then again, Bakersfield, Fresno, those are actually kind of close to San Luis Obispo and more getting out towards the coast. Like Bakersfield's a little bit more in, but not too far from the coast. But yeah, I mean it's huge. So you get many good representation from every part of it, like you said. The north, the central, and the south, and then San Diego always puts out people. So I mean, it's just a huge area to be able to recruit. So if you wanted to really, spend some time and learn about California, but that's a lot of the people in the Southeast and the Midwest, they don't really take those people. And it's like, you get guys like Aaron Judge from there, like he's from the Bay Area. One of the best baseball players to ever don a uniform. But, if you spend time recruiting California, you're going to do okay,
And then also San Diego out there.
Yeah.
they're kind of like their own little community as well. They're, I mean, you really got 5 different states, and then especially, you have Sacramento, and then I don't know much about the north.
Right.
I don't know much.
Well, that's north. That's like, they're right below the foothills there, going up to Tahoe.
Yeah. So, and then also you have a lot of people that, you have a lot of kids.
Well, Sacramento football actually got really good to where Sacramento State started recruiting all from Sacramento. That was their backyard, and they that's why they wind up trying to get to Division One. They got a lot of good players that made them, and a good coach that was there for a while. So, and then they had that kid Scatterbo,
Oh yeah, that was what the hell was that guy's name that went to he was at Sac State, and then he went over to Stanford. I think he kind of got railroaded a little bit. Don't know the whole story.
Was he a quarterback?
No, it was the
You're talking about a
coach. Oh,
Choach?
Yeah, what was the coach at Sac State? Because I think he got him to the national championship. They just didn't win it.
Yeah, and then he went to Stanford, right? And then he got in trouble there or something.
Yeah,
coach.
Let me look. Because
Duke, you're not afraid of Google. You're not afraid of learning, my brother.
I'm trying to think of what his name was. I don't want to say the wrong name. What was his? Troy Taylor was his name.
Oh yeah.
He was at Sac State, and he won big there, and he had good players, and he was sending them out to D1s and all that stuff.
Did he go to? I want to say, like not Fresno State, but
hold on,
more of a private school down in the Central Valley. I'm forgetting my name.
Let me look.
I don't think. Yeah.
Because I can.
Troy Taylor.
So, Troy Taylor was at. He coached in high school in California, but really when he was at, before he went to Eastern Washington, he was at Folsom High School.
Folsom, yeah. Well, they had pretty good football.
Folsom High School, Christian Brothers, and then he was at Cal back in the mid-90s. And then after he left Folsom, he went to Eastern Washington. Then he was at Utah for a bit, and then he got the head job at Sacramento State.
Huh.
So, I mean, he won 3 conference titles at Sacramento State, 2-time Big Sky Coach of the Year, and then also at the FCS level won the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year.
Nice.
And then
he deserves it. Yeah, 3 titles. I mean,
yeah, and then he was he played at Cordova High School in Rancho Cordova,
which is in Cordova, yeah.
And then
that's northern. That's right. That's Sacramento area.
Yeah, and then he had 2, 3, and 9 years at Stanford, and they cited some thing that he was mean to the staff, and then that's why they fired him. Why didn't they just say he was 3 and 9 2 years in a row, and they didn't think they were getting any better? I just, that's my thing. Anymore on the coaching stuff, I'm not going to say that this guy didn't fit or that guy didn't fit. He didn't fit the culture, the fit. No, just come out and say he didn't win enough for you. That's all you have to do. But
I think culture is a thing. I think culture is a thing.
Well,
especially if you go outside of, where you come from. It's like you notice things, And I think cultures are different, not only in sports, but in life. There's cultures all around this country.
I think that's fair.
I mean, look at Brigham Young, the Mormon.
Well, that's a whole different. I think I think you're putting that into a different thing, but um, I think
Well, I'm just talking about, culture. Culture is a real thing,
so. If like BYU, they know who they're recruiting, right? I think that when it comes down to it, if you take a kid that's from, we'll just say Dallas Fort Worth, and he's not Mormon, and you take him to BYU, I think that's a culture shock in how they do things, and I'm not trying to demean
Yeah.
anybody's religion here,
Right.
but even if you
Right.
take, well, I mean, I've live in Indiana, I've been to Notre Dame a ton of times, and I know a bunch of Catholic people, so I know what to expect up there. Um, but
Yeah.
if you take a kid that's from, we'll just say Inland Empire, and he goes to California, or not California, but he goes to Notre Dame, it's going to be a little bit of a
South
shock.
Carolina. Yeah.
Just on how things are different, because it's so funny because of where I live, because I live so close to Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland area. We have a lot of those transplants, and like you go down to like backwoods Kentucky, like outside of Louisville, and it's like you're living in two different worlds.
Sure.
And people that don't go to the South very
Man,
often.
look at this.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, that running back.
I mean, Houston's dominating LSU. LSU keeps having to fight to get back into it, and it's like you watch guys like this little guy just ripping it up.
Because one of my preseason picks, and I'm actually going to do it this year, put up my win totals for a lot of the teams that I like. But in the preseason, I picked Houston to go 11-1.
Well, they're playing this game hard, man. They're not intimidated at all because it's LSU,
Oh yeah, I think that for the most part, I'm going to put those out next year on my win totals.
There's some pretty big boys along that line too.
Oh yeah, Willie Fritz. I'm telling you, Willie Fritz, if he was younger, he'd be a hell of a coach. But then again, the whole Signetti angle of it is something that I don't think people want to recognize, because I think Kurt's 63, 64 years old, and Indiana hired him, and I don't think they knew what they were getting. But at the end of the day, I went to the mall in my town today. I've never seen so much IU gear out, and I don't mean basketball, I mean football. I think that I think that's something to be said, to be honest, because he's completely came in and changed a whole mindset of a university.
I.e. culture.
Yeah. But also, I think one of the things that goes hand in hand with culture is, do you have NIL money?
Yeah. It blows my mind that Signetti took in his first year, like 50 transfers, and so many of them for James Madison. It's like, oh, who are these guys? James Madison. I mean, why should they be good? I guess he was able to get some pretty good talent over to James Madison, because even after he left, they wound up making the playoffs.
Well, here's the other thing too. I think people want to bury their head in the sand when it comes to Virginia. What a fourth down play. That's a first down. But I think people want to bury their head in the sand about certain parts of the country that have really good players. I think Virginia, a ton of NFL guys have came out of Virginia. A ton.
Yeah, Virginia, West Virginia. Yeah, Virginia's a pretty big state,
Yeah, and you just have to
it's just that it's a lot of mountains. It's more rural. It's not like a big city like Chicago, Illinois. It's like where they're concentrated in athletes. But Virginia is a big state, and yet it's very rural and very mountainous, and Not a lot of big cities kind of thing, but yet they get players.
Right. I just feel like that, there's certain states out there like Texas, California, Louisiana, Virginia, Pennsylvania. Um,
Right.
I think they're hotbeds for recruiting that a lot of people don't know about. And some of these smaller schools, or not smaller schools, but some of the more rural parts of the state will actually have players. It's kind of on some of the coaches to go out there and find them, because outside of,
like like South Carolina, for example. They get
right.
South Carolina and Clemson, and it's not a small state. It's not as big as Georgia, but certainly a lot of athletes from there.
And the Carolinas produce a lot of NFL guys, but a lot of times those guys end up sneaking out of there and going somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but North Carolina definitely has serious talent in football anyway. I guess basketball, they recruit nationally, like Duke and North Carolina and all that. But football, I mean, like, there's a lot of talent from North Carolina. Notre Dame is cashed in on some North Carolina talent.
Yeah, and also, but I think Notre Dame's honey hole, where Marcus is cashed in a ton of talent, has been Jersey in the upper Northeast. But I don't know what I don't know what that'll change with Bill O'Brien up there, him trying to revive BC. But also,
that's true. I mean, but the thing is, does Boston College have the NIL backing? I don't know. I don't think they can compete at the level of those, Notre Dames and the Ohio States. And
I think there's
Michigan.
Money in Boston. They just have to go fundraise it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Rutgers didn't do. Like you said, Notre Dame loves New Jersey, northern New Jersey, and I'm surprised Rutgers is in, northern to a little bit central, but mostly northern. I'd consider Rutgers.
Yeah.
And, Schiano, good Italian boy, a lot of Italians in New Jersey. So I would have thought they would have been able to do a little bit more in their own backyard. But Notre Dame's been picking them off.
Well, and see, this is where it's going to make it tough for Matt Campbell. And I'm not even trying to bag on Matt Campbell on this one at all. I know a lot of people will think that I'm bagging on him. But the problem you have is that Franklin has so many connections in Pennsylvania. It's going to be hard.
Right.
It's going to be hard to out recruit him, even though he's not at Penn State.
Right.
I think that's where.
Well, no, I mean West Virginia. What is it? He went to
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, yeah. So that West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Pennsylvania. I mean, that's very close. That's a lot of picking in each other's backyard because it's close,
Oh yeah, which I'm totally shocked, realistically, that that Beamer didn't, try to take the Virginia Tech job. But I get it. He stayed at South Carolina, but I don't know what South Carolina, their whole resource pool looks like. I feel like they're at South Carolina. If they have another year like this,
well,
I think they'll make a change.
Oh, he's going to be gone. I mean, that just proves that people don't believe in that guy. I've certainly lost any kind of that from just talking with me when I call in.
Right.
I just don't think Beamer is nearly what his father was. His father was a good coach, but this guy, he makes stupid. He doesn't know how to grow from mistakes. He just keeps making dumb ones. And it's like, what are you doing?
I think the Beamer's biggest problem is I feel like he has so much pressure on him, he doesn't want to make a mistake. And it's almost like when Todd Haley was the offensive coordinator of the Steelers, it was almost like they would do, that I know what we're going to do here, but I'm going to do the complete opposite to try to throw you off. And Todd Haley would do some bonehead things. And, at one point he was an NFL head coach. I think he's doing radio now, which it is what it is. And after he got knocked down outside the Tequila Cowboy, he got really pissed when he was the Steelers offensive coordinator. That happened to him. I guess he went to the bar after the game with his wife and somebody knocked him down. And then like the next day they drew a chalk outline and put it on the old internet, and he got pissed about it. Oh boy.
Oh, here he goes.
I'm telling you that. Old Dean there. I wonder how much eligibility he's got left, because I'm curious.
He's a Scattaboo Junior.
I don't think he's where do you think
Or he's like, what was that kid? What about that kid that was at Stanford that went to the NFL and kicked ass? He was also 44. He reminds me of him too.
You're thinking Toby Gearhart. He wore number 7.
No. I'm thinking of that guy that's playing now for the 49ers.
Oh, Juszczyk?
Who? No, running back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name's, or he plays like a
McCaffrey.
Oh, McCaffrey.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Dean here, he's a senior and he's from Hawaii.
Look at him. Look at that. He got bounced and he just went right with it, rolled off it, and wide open. Doink.
Yeah, that's what it is. And the losses.
He doesn't even look that big. Look at him. He doesn't even have big arms. Not a big body.
6'206" is what he's listed at.
Just a football player. He just loves the game. That's what you see.
Yeah, as I'm looking at the stats tonight, he's got 16 carries, 126 yards, averaging 7.9 yards a carry. I don't know if he's got the top end speed to play in the NFL, but I bet he'll probably play special teams.
So he's got the neck of a defensive tackle, and he's got a big head. So he's probably a wrestler. He was probably a wrestler in high school.
Yeah. Did you check out any of the Missouri Virginia game tonight?
No.
Missouri looked bad on offense.
Was it boring?
Yeah. Missouri falls 7-13.
Virginia beat them?
Yeah, Virginia beat them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's little tough.
I hope it was on ESPN, and I hope no one watched.
No, it was actually on ABC. I'll be curious to see what the TV numbers look like after this week. Very, very fascinating. Also,
well, I include ABC with ESPN, so
well,
I don't.
It'll be.
It's the Disney parent company, right?
Yeah, it's. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be fascinating, to say the least. CBS is killing it on Sunday, but they are just barfing on Saturday.
Yeah, well, that's because ESPN has a monopoly.
Also, I think going forward, they've got to fix the college football calendar. I think not this year, but I think next year they move the season up 3 weeks. They have to.
I think they got to make it a little more fair and not letting ESPN have so much control over college football. I mean, I think that CBS deserves mention. I think NBC should get some more games, and I think Fox, of course, should get more too. I mean, I'm just so tired of ESPN freaking sport.
Well, the thing with ESPN, the only thing they did is they went full on SEC. That's all they did. And
No, they
then
didn't. They've been for years. They've been doing hockey. They've been doing baseball. They've been doing basketball. I'm not just talking college football. I'm talking they control everything.
I think Fox has the ESPN dipped their toe in. They only had Sunday night baseball and some key playoff games. But hockey,
The only thing ESPN doesn't have is college basketball, and college basketball goes to TNT and TBS and CBS, of course. And
yeah, they don't have the tournament.
that's the only thing they don't really have their teeth in.
Or the Masters, which
Right.
Which I don't think that ESPN will ever get in the business of trying to get the Masters because of the rules they have to follow with Augusta National. There's no ads. There's no you can't call the people at the event fans. You have to call them patrons. There's all kinds of things you can and can't say with Augusta National, which I think that's kind of funny because CBS does not pay anything for the rights for the Masters. Did you know that?
CBS doesn't pay any rights for the Masters. What do you mean?
Like, you know how to buy the rights to the NBA, you got to pay X amount of billion. CBS pays nothing for the Masters as long as they follow the rules.
Oh, I think they'd have to get some.
Nope.
I can't imagine they wouldn't.
Nope.
Have
you just
for the rights to cover it.
Yeah, you just have to follow their rules. That's how they do it.
Oh, look at this. Trojans in an Irish bar.
And then
and now LSU.
And then the crazy thing is that when you have the rights to the Masters, when you go to the event, you know how food companies will advertise and it'll be Miller Lite here or Bud Light here. The names on the menu are Domestic Light and Domestic Dark. The beer names. They want no advertising because it sells itself, which is fair.
Or else very, very, very little, and it's not within camera view. Tennis is almost like that. I mean, you see the French Open, you see Rolex, but that's about it.
Yeah, there's not major advertising.
Man, those ribs look killer.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching these commercials, and now I'm watching these guys on the sidelines with these major ribs. I'm dying here.
Oh, those beef ribs, yeah. I did. For Christmas when I had some family over, I did I just did chicken legs competition, chicken style. Basically, put them on the smoker at 300 for about 35 minutes on a baking grate. Pulled them off, put them in a pan, squeezed butter, and put them on there for about 45, and pulled them off, and they were ready to rock and roll.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I did 3 types of flavors. I just did traditional barbecue and then jalapeno garlic, and then did some Cajun style chicken as well. Wow, Houston.
That sounds good.
Houston 4 sacks today. So
now, who is this guy? Is this their star of the future?
I don't know what.
Oh, look at Nussmeier on the sidelines. He's saying, "No, I think I'm going to go pro." So you can take it, champ.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting on what the quote unquote draft experts think of Nussmeier. I think
Nussmeier is going to be way better in the pros than he was under Kelly. Kelly didn't know how to coach him.
Well,
Kelly yelled at him his whole career.
I think the Nussmeier thing.
Of course, Jaden Daniels. Kelly was at odds with Daniels when he came over from Arizona State. He didn't want to give him the time of day. And then all of a sudden you just realize that this kid just does nothing but make plays, and he had to play him.
Yeah, Van Buren last year was at Mississippi State. I think he was across the line of scrimmage maybe when he threw that, but we'll see. I guess no flag on that one.
I think it was illegal.
But
I think it's legal.
Unless that was the field goal line. I didn't see the line of scrimmage one. But Van Buren was
oh, nice throw.
I don't know if he got in. But
I don't know if he got in either, but that was a nice play.
Van Buren was quarterback at Mississippi State. He ends up transferring to LSU. I don't know. I think a lot of it's going to depend on Trinidad Chambliss, the kid at Ole Miss. I don't know if he's going to get granted an extra year, but I don't know if he even leaves Ole Miss. But then again, with the Ole Miss LSU whole debacle, the guy coaching the bowl game right now is going to be the running backs coach at Ole Miss next year, and then the offensive coordinator, the guy calling plays at Ole Miss, is going to be the freaking offensive coordinator at LSU. So I don't know.
Good.
This is a tangled web of mess, in my opinion.
He didn't get in. That's not a touchdown.
Yeah, I figured.
I think it's the 1 foot line. Look at his knee.
Yeah.
Going no, he's a little short.
Yeah, a little short.
A foot outside.
And I think it's fascinating that I know January 2nd I'm going to be glued. I'll probably be up at 4 a.m.
His elbow's down before the ball's over. Yeah. His knee was okay, but his elbow was down.
Yeah, I think we might do a special stream on January the 2nd. That's
for what?
Portal Day. That's when the portal opens.
Oh, geez.
I don't know what I'm going to do because
you should. That'd be a good idea, though. Actually,
try to.
You just have to be hooked up for the latest. You have to watch whatever. Might be the best. To be able to take from them.
It's gonna be.
And all you have to do is say, on 3 is reporting whatever.
Well, that, and you're gonna see all kinds of on that day. It's gonna be fascinating. And then this is gonna be a hot take. I don't know how people will take this. Did Penn State hire the right guy in Matt Campbell?
I think so. I think Penn State is not. I don't think they're going to do a dive like, kind of like Clemson or Wisconsin or, some of these teams. I think Penn State's too good of a.
Here's my thing.
They believe that's all they have there. So I mean, almost like the way Ohio State is. That's all they have is their football team is their whole identity. And so, I think Penn State's that same way. And I don't think you're going to be able to keep them down because Matt Campbell's out there. I think he's going to help them, if anything.
Because the only reason why I asked that is because it seems like the players wanted to hire Tim Smith as the coach, and he didn't get the job, and Matt Campbell's there.
But you know what? There's a lot of Penn Staters that are leaving this season. Like they all came back for this year. So having Matt Campbell to have basically a new team is probably going to be more beneficial than if it was a lot of guys returning.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. Also, I don't know why they just got cute there on first down. Just run it.
First and goal from the 6-inch line.
And
What's his name? Warren? Who's this guy?
Michael Van Buren.
This quarterback, Van Buren?
Yeah, he was from
New York City?
no
The Van Buren boys? Seinfeld?
Yeah. He was one of Jeff Lebby's guys. He played really, really well, and I think, oh man, he should have gave it there. Should have gave it. Yeah, LSU's burning. They're burning a lot of clock right now.
I'm telling you, this Houston team, man.
Oh yeah, I was high on.
Not so fast, my friend.
You know, that was the other thing too that I had put out there before anybody else. If Indiana makes the national championship, they have to bring Corso on game day. They have to. One last time for a place that he coached at.
Well, I'm sure they'll interview him. You know, he might not do the whole show, but I'll bet they'll give him a good 10-minute, byline.
Even though he retired, I just feel like if Indiana makes the national championship, you have to bring Lee Corso. And even though this is on the internet, if somebody sees it, clip it, tag Pat McAfee in it, because he's probably the only guy that can get it done at ESPN if Corso wanted to do it. But they got to make it there first. I totally get that.
I don't think Corso would be averse to going there. I just don't think he'd want to do the whole show.
Not the whole show.
He might come in for the picks.
Yeah,
he might come in for the picks.
And make it a special, have somebody announce somebody as a guest picker that's, whoever.
And they might have him interview Signetti.
Or not even that, just have somebody that is a guest. Look at Green, just
he's in.
Grab that guy and pull him into the end zone. But don't announce that he's there and bring him out at the very end.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing, although I don't know how good of an interviewer he is, but him and Signetti together, like two egos beyond compare. It might be fun to watch.
I think
interview him and then do the picks.
I think that
and bring him back for the picks.
I think you bring him back for the last 10 minutes and have him do the picks, but that's I think that would be fascinating. And I think he would deserve it because he was one of the very few people that believed Indiana could finally put it together. But, with the NIL era, I think anything's possible because you're looking at a 10-2 Vanderbilt. You're looking at the Indiana Hoosiers, the number 1 overall seed. I think college football has trended in a direction that, it's.
Well, why'd you mention Vanderbilt?
Just them being 10-2. Because Vanderbilt from, I think the last time they won the SEC outright was like in the 30s.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. So a comparison to Indiana last time winning or never winning.
67 the last time they won the Big Ten outright. Were you even alive in 67?
Yeah. Yeah. But were they even a national champion ever?
No, never. Vanderbilt was. I think Vanderbilt won it in 33. I gotta fact check that. Vanderbilt football. Just remember, I think Tulane won the SEC in 1934 or 35, somewhere back there. Vanderbilt football national championship. It wasn't 33. They claim a title in 1922, but they have no official recognized national championships in the modern era.
Man, look at this game. They were down by 10 to Houston, and now there's a minute 15 left. Houston has the ball, and that's it. They just have to get one first down, and
it's over. Tulane.
although is there a kickoff?
Yeah,
They have to do an onside, or do they already kick off?
No, they haven't kicked off yet. Tulane's last outright SEC championship was they were co-champ in 39, and they won it in 1949 after they left the Southeast Conference in 1966. I'm sure Tulane probably regrets that one. But
Yeah.
I was off, but...
Well, 66,
no, Houston's got it. LSU had a hand on it.
Yeah, that was close.
LSU had a hand on it. Because at that point...
LSU 7-6, and Houston 10-3.
Yep, so I was one game off my win total.
This is why you can't have Alabama in the playoffs, It's like just because of their name. When there's other teams that are better, they're going to prove it, even if you have a name. That was close, though.
Although there was something that I had posted about Alabama struggling. A lot of Alabama fans are on the point that they're looking at the logo on the helmet, and I think they'll be shocked come next week. I really do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think at
they're gonna get
4:00 Eastern time on New Year's Day. I think we're gonna be like, this isn't our grandma's Indiana.
No, they're gonna crush them. Because they're gonna prove that a 3-loss team is just not good enough. You're not having a good year. You lost 3 games. You shouldn't be in there. When there's like 3 or 4 other teams that are 2-loss teams, and you give them to a 3-loss team, that you lose 3 games, you're not that good of a team. I don't care what you say.
Well,
you're so.
I think that because the worst
possible, and
Signetti's
going to do his best to beat the crap out of them. Signetti's going to try and murder him.
I do not discount that at all. I think if he has a chance to run it up on him, he's going to.
Yeah, he is. That's who he is. Google him.
Yeah. This is I think this is a turning point in the University of Houston program here. I think we're seeing it change before our very eyes here.
Well, are they still a group of 4 or group of 5, or are they in the Big 12?
They're in the Big 12. Somebody just ESPN showed it. I'm sure Jimmy Sexton will be on the phone. Houston fans were holding up a sign that says Lane can't save you. And that's I think it's kind of fitting. Willie Fritz goes to the Texas Bowl, wins it. Houston 10-3 after I think they were 4-8 last year. A lot of these kids, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they know each other probably personally. I bet there's a bunch of Louisiana kids on the Houston roster. There's probably Houston kids on the LSU roster. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a fascinating thing to keep a look at what Houston is doing. So
I think they should interview that 44.
I agree to that, but it's hard when it comes to
quarterback.
When you're fighting the quarterback star power thing. That's just
right. And he put up 38 points, but I mean that other kid also got 2 touchdowns himself, right?
Yeah, Wagman.
2 that I saw anyway. I didn't watch the first half.
Wagman probably played.
I didn't watch till I turned it on, till I called you.
Yeah. It is. It's going to be fascinating. I don't think people are ready for Houston to be a power, and it's going to be like Indiana. They're going to get that. How do I want to say this? They're going to get that disrespect until they go out there and beat an Ohio State, to be honest. So there's that. That is the final 35-38. Houston is the winner of the Texas Bowl, the Kinders Texas Bowl, even though they're not paying me to say that. But there is that. We can probably wrap this thing up. Joe, any last thoughts? Are you going to the Rose Bowl? Must have lost Joe there. I guess I lost Joe, but I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, and we will talk to you guys Monday. And then we have all three of the college football playoff games, and there is that. We must have lost Joe in the meantime, so there is that. And we will talk to you guys later. And can't believe it. Go Cougs. Have a good night, everybody.